How can adhesives, sealants, and coatings change the hydrogen economy? Do they even work? Stay around to see how this works, because we'll have somebody here to show us, and at the end of the video, you will see if they work or not. Wow! This is incredibly tight. I am flabbergasted. Welcome to Highfinder Tech Talks. My name is Steven. I'm very pleased to be joined today by an expert in the area of adhesive sealants and coatings, Damir Biondic. You are a chemical engineer in the widest sense. You've worked in this area for 18 years, and you work for Henkel that have been doing this for 100 years. And not only that, you are their evolving technology scouts. Yeah, that's applying all this to the hydrogen economy. So you're going to tell us the future. Thank you very much for coming, Damir. I'm really excited. Let's go.
Thank you, Steven. I'm also excited.
Okay, cool. So let's start with the basics. What is even an adhesive?
Put it very simple. Adhesives, chemicals that can hold two parts or two components together.
Okay. Holding together. So like, look, how exactly does that work?
Maybe we can show, look at a picture here.
Yes.
Right? So I said, these are chemical materials or resin-based chemicals that when they apply to the surface, they are in a liquid state, right?
Yes.
So you have one.
So you have one surface here and the other one
here,
there.
Okay. One. In the between, this is obviously now enlarged gap, right?
Yes.
But in the between, you have adhesives. So what is happening once you apply it? There is a chemical reaction
here. Okay.
Here, and they are through the polymerization. They start to harden. They turn into thermoset or thermoplastic material. So they are solid, and they create a bond line. So here you have adhesion to the substrate.
Yep.
Also here, but in the middle there is a cohesion, and that's the chemical reaction.
So does this change this material in any way, or is it, I don't know, is it magnetic, or like, how does this material decide to hold on to this?
It simply sticks. It sticks with the substrate, with the material that you are bonding. So this can be a metal, plastic, rubber. It really holds onto the material, onto the substrate.
Okay, so it's a ionic bond or some kind of physical change that actually happens there.
Exactly. It connects with the substrate.
Okay. Speaking of connection, you mentioned you want to show us how it works.
Yeah, we can do a small demo.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So
we prepared something here.
So here we have a metal screw.
Yep.
And you brought your adhesives along.
Some adhesives.
Yeah. So how does this work?
So we have, let's say we want
to... Do you need to unscrew this?
Yeah, unscrew it.
Unscrew it, okay.
Let's say we want to connect two metal parts.
Yes.
So this is just a demo to show how metal and metal connection can be joined together.
Okay.
We're going to use a small drop of adhesive.
Can never get somebody from the chemical company without their glasses. So do I need to stay back a bit now?
So I said there's a liquid material.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So we're going to apply small drop.
Just a small drop there, okay.
That's enough.
And you don't have to put it all around? No.
Now we will screw this.
Yeah.
And what will happen, you will have a connection between one part and another part. So let's do it like this. So now the magic starts.
Okay.
Right? Now we have curing or polymerization. In this case, this is adhesive that will cure without absence of air. As there's a very tiny gap, there is no air inside.
Oh, there's no air between like the
two
metals there.
The two metals. But there is a metal ion contact.
Okay.
And that will speed up the reaction.
Oh, yeah.
This adhesive will turn into very strong.
How long does that take?
Let's wait 10 minutes.
Okay, cool. Perfect. So that gives us time to talk a little bit more about some things. And you need this as well for that?
We can show one other material.
Okay.
So this is a rubber, right? And we can bond the rubber, but for a very short time. And then we can check the strength of the adhesive, right?
Okay.
So we'll...
Okay. You cut it?
A little bit, yeah. We'll use also a small amount of adhesive.
Just a small amount like
Just
that.
a small amount.
Oh, okay. And then you.
Oh.
Okay, that was already quick. Yeah, together.
So we put it together.
Okay.
How long should we wait? 10 seconds?
We have a clock. Let's see. Yeah, we're waiting. This is now 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, you got your 10 seconds. 10 seconds, and it's together again.
Yep.
Okay, do we pull?
Pull.
Wow! This is incredibly tight. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Strong guy.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Nice.
So this is almost as though we didn't cut it at all. Okay. What adhesive was this now? So we have the bond that's being formed. This is really cool. So I just get,
And you see, it's not even bonded to the full surface.
it's so exactly. It
You know,
didn't.
just this small piece.
This-
Don't fall.
Okay, you got me convinced. So now we've seen adhesives, and I know that these are really making a difference. But we want to not only talk about adhesives, and actually maybe before that, where are they used in the hydrogen economy?
There are a couple of potential uses of adhesives and sealants, because sometimes adhesives can also be sealant. You know?
Yes. Okay.
This is also adhesive and a sealant.
Yes.
So in this particular case, for example,
Yeah, we
you
have it
have.
here.
So we understand that hydrogen is such a tiny molecule. Right?
Yes.
And being under the pressure, being captured in the system, and you want to transport it through the pipes, and then you have different connections. You have valves, pipe, threaded connection. So you want to make sure there is no leakage.
Okay. So that's for these kind of, but we'll look at that a little bit more in detail.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next one, which was sealants.
Sealants.
Yes.
Yeah, very simple.
So what is a sealant?
Yeah, sealants chemical products that can create mechanical seal.
Okay, meaning not allowing another material to pass. Or
Yeah, for example, industrial sealants would be used whenever you have to fill the gaps, cracks, joints, and other openings
Yes.
that may be causing a leakage,
Okay.
right? Either liquid or gases.
Yeah. This is very applicable in the hydrogen economy because I mean there we are really trying to be safe and avoid any form of leakage. And I think thanks to some of these innovations, we are at a stage where these things are really safe. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Take us a little bit more into details of sealants, please. And I know you brought some slides to show that as well.
What do we have last? Well, next is this is also about the adhesives and will also be applied on the sealants. What I wanted to make here, so we understand mechanical joining methods.
Yes.
Right. So when we talk about adhesives versus all the other mechanical joining methods, what are the benefits?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
One of the benefits, you can really join dissimilar materials. Imagine, Steve, you have to connect two different pieces of metal, or metal and plastic, or some carbon fiber materials. Give you one example, if you wish. Electric motor.
Yes.
Take a permanent magnet electric motor.
Yes.
It has a magnet, right?
Yes.
How you stick magnets to the rotor or stator?
So you mean like
They're bonded.
They're bonded, yeah. Probably because screws and so on would make different magnetic properties come into the whole thing. Yes,
Mechanical joining would create a lot of other.
So that means
problems.
like unlike here where we actually joined two same materials, we can also join different materials
Different
together.
materials joining, right?
And you can join. Could you join metals to plastics like this?
Yeah, certainly. But
Okay.
you have to choose the right chemistry, the right adhesive.
Okay.
Some other, they are dissipating stress evenly when you have to take care about aesthetics.
Yes.
So you don't want to be seeing some rivets or welding.
Yeah,
You want to use the material that is not going to be damaged.
Yes.
You can use the adhesives. Take the aeroplane.
Yes.
Take the jets. A lot of lightweight materials, very strong. How do you put them together? Sometimes adhesives are the only options.
So Yeah, and I know that a lot at least planes used to be, I think, bolted a lot in the past, but they're getting more and more adhesive applications instead of the bolts. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're full of adhesive applications,
okay.
and they'll take. I mean, it's the evolution of let's say the aeroplanes. It's not only because of the adhesive. Of course, there is a technology, there is design, there are the materials, but the adhesives they enable them to do that design, to use these materials.
Okay, so this is, I mean, I think this is the element where we can really say this can bring the change to the hydrogen economy as well. So that means,
Exactly.
helps us build more efficient,
more durable,
lighter, safer machines. All right.
exactly,
Okay.
by usage of adhesives.
Okay. We wanted to talk about coatings as well. Do you want to quickly say to us what is a coating and how does it work?
Coatings, these are also chemicals that serve to protect or preserve surfaces of different structures.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So industrial coatings usually are designed to work in harsh environments,
Okay.
like anti-corrosion
Yes.
coatings, right? Then you have coatings to resist abrasion, to resist wear, to resist impact. But also you wanna think about the coatings that will not allow hydrogen to permeate to the material.
Okay. Yeah. So to prevent embrittlement and things like
Prevent
that.
embrittlement and create some kind of a barrier that you keep the hydrogen, because hydrogen is such a small molecule, we understand, trying to escape.
Yeah.
And coatings can be used also to do that job.
So I see you brought this picture here, and this is
This is just an example
of how a coating is applied, and this could this be a pipeline? You can see
a pipeline.
So you put a coating
Inside.
and could you put a coating in a pipeline that was previously used for another material? So let's say you want to now reconvert a pipeline to a hydrogen pipeline.
That's the idea.
You put a coating and then it's all fine.
Retrofit the existing assets to be able to then deal with hydrogen.
Okay, so right now, okay, just in terms of keeping this, and how these are revolutionizing the hydrogen economy, can you tell us where these things are applied and where we can easily find them?
In a hydrogen economy?
Yes.
Yeah. So let me tell you. So we understand the hydrogen economy is one of the key pillars of decarbonization.
Yes.
Okay. Handling hydrogen, that creates some technical challenges, right? And as the technology is evolving, I'm talking about hydrogen generation, hydrogen storage, hydrogen transportation, utilization devices, and assets. There are some unmet needs. And those unmet needs usually are in design or assembly of those devices.
Yes.
There's also the safety aspects.
Yes.
There is also efficiency that ultimately is driving costs down.
Yes.
So, let me put it like this. So focus on safety, efficiency, durability in creating the values through the solutions that adhesives, sealants, and coatings can offer. And these are, for example, applications where the adhesives could be used. This is just a schematic example of an electrolyzer system where you have also the stack, you have the cells. So using adhesives to do bonding in the area of bipolar plates.
Okay.
And then you have a lot of these connections, like threaded connections.
Yes.
Compressor, valves. Flange connections, 2 flanges in the pipe.
Yes.
In all to prevent the leakage. Okay,
so these are all areas. So, for example, getting the membrane. So this is so. I mean, obviously these are held in place by long screws. I see here. Like these especially long, ones to hold them together. But at the same time, one could apply adhesives here to hold the stack together. So maybe ultimately we wouldn't even need to, let me say, guarantee so much fixture through the screws, this could also hold by being stuck to each other.
Yeah, I'm not an expert on designing the electrolyzer cells and the stacks, but there's definitely an opportunity to use maybe different designs
Yeah.
in manufacturing cells,
Yes.
and that you could think of adhesives, which, by the way, can be automatically applied. Can be, through the automation, they can be dosed automatically and make the process even faster in assembly.
I mean, but this is so I think just like your example from the planes, where we're coming from. Let me see, the older planes, which could carry much less people, to the newer, bigger planes, where you can get up to 500 people on board. I mean, just the right adhesives, the right sealants can help to improve this technology, to the sense that maybe we don't need these kind of mechanical aspects again, and then we can just stick them together and be even more variable with it. I mean, this is all, let me say, future maybe still, but I think that's really where these kind of chemicals can make a revolutionary difference in this industry.
Certainly can. They can help. So the idea was to really engineers to consider adhesives and sealants when they're making the designs.
Yeah, okay. So don't only think your bolts, don't only think your your rivets and all these kind of things, but actually think that these things can be glued. And I mean, if we look at our phones and our cameras,
This
and
is
things,
everywhere.
it's everywhere.
Phone, in your car, in your bicycle, in your appliances, in your shoes, in your glasses, in your everywhere, in the building.
Yeah.
Adhesives are everywhere.
Okay. So just with an outlook a little bit also to the future, can you tell us what do you see adhesives, coatings, and sealants going in the hydrogen economy? Where do you see this taking us?
Yeah, and as I said, as the technology is evolving, certainly aspects as safety, as efficiency, and as durability, it can be improved by using adhesive. That's why we are innovating. We are constantly working on have new stuff coming, new technologies, new innovation.
Yes.
We're talking to our partners where the adhesives are used, and they can certainly be of help when designing and making things, let's say, better.
Okay. So making things better and seeing things applied. I think we've spent more than 10 minutes talking about this now. And Damir, now is the big moment for you. So I actually went to the little toolbox that we have here, and now it's going to get real. So this was one test, and I'm going to see if I can make this happen. So I'm gonna.
Is it 10 minutes or? No?
Is it? Well, I'm hoping it is for you. That should be. Maybe we should take that away.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay. So I will put this right here. Okay. And then, so just to say to everybody that I'm not working for Henkel. You're the one. I'm just going to try this out. Yeah. So what did you put actually here? What did you put here? It was one of your adhesive
It's one of the anaerobic adhesives that will cure when there is no air.
Okay. So now, just take a close look at it, and then I'm going to try and put this there. And okay, ready? Now let's go. Wow. Look at that. This is, I'm slipping off. I'm unable to turn it. Oh, and we can see the metal of the screws here falling off, and you can see here the scratches going up. This is really not, wow, this is really not able to move. Damir, I am flabbergasted. So, I mean, this is obviously strong technology. This is stuff that we could really use in the hydrogen economy.
Definitely.
Well, thank you for showing us this, and for actually introducing us to the fact that these chemicals, which we often don't see, are making a real difference. And I am sure that they are the ones that are going to bring the, let me say, the notch again to propel us to more efficiency, better green energy in the hydrogen economy. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for watching. This has been an absolute pleasure. to have this conversation with you. We hope you like it. If yes, please press the like button or subscribe to our channel. And most importantly, at highfinder.com, you can find all kinds of things that you need to build the hydrogen economy. And you can get in touch with people like Damir and lots of other companies that have amazing products that can make the hydrogen economy work even better. Thank you very much for watching and all the best. Thank you.